Have you also been experiencing Radeon 6000 series cards not performing as well as you've expected? Well, so have I, and I looked a little bit into it. Personally, I play Counter-Strike. That's my primary game. And there's a specific map, Ancient, that my computer wouldn't really handle that well. And my computer here is built upon a Ryzen 5600X and a 6600 XT. Comparing my performance to a machine based on the same, except the only difference was a RTX 3060 instead of a 6600 XT, I was getting quite bad performance, especially on Ancient, but also on other maps actually. Um, so after a lot of research, looking up on the internet, trying to figure out if there are any launch options that could alleviate this issue, and I did find a few. They weren't that helpful, but it seemed like it would, it helped in some kind of a way. I found out that a simple function inside the BIOS called resizable bar seemed to be the issue. Um, I also tried using an RX 6700 XT, and the performance was again also just not really where I would expect it to be. But when I tried with the RX 6600 XT to enable this function, I experienced something quite incredible. This is the performance that I was getting before, and as you can see, the frame rate is really not where you want it to be. Granted, I play pretty high settings. I play full HD with high settings, so higher frame rates if you're going to go stretchy 4:3. But the thing is, it's still not really performing as well as you would expect, especially when you get down to this corner down here. Imagine with smokes and everything flying around, you're going sub 100. Consider that this is a FACEIT server with no one online at this point. And this is the performance that I would be getting after my little fix. Now let's compare these two for a second. As you can see, pretty massive jump. And generally the other setting or the previous setting was basically unplayable. And this is just Counter-Strike. I don't know how it appeals to any other games. But for me, massive improvement and just I'm getting 400 FPS straight because I'm capping it at 400. Alright, so the next step is to get into BIOS to make these changes. Spam the delete button or F2 button during your startup of your computer, and you should get into BIOS. We're going to be getting into an MSI BIOS, so if it's not MSI, well then it's going to look a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing. Okay, so the first part is we're actually going to go ahead and reset our BIOS because I had some issues with just going in and enabling this thing and then the effect wasn't apparent. So reset our BIOS, and that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so to reset your BIOS, we're going to have to find the save settings. So go on an MSI motherboard, that is under settings, and then save and exit. Then go down to restore defaults and hit apply. After that, press F10 to save and exit. Your PC will restart, and after that, go back into settings, but this time go under advanced and PCI subsystem settings. And this is what you're looking for, the resizable bar support. So all we have to do is just to enable this. So while you're here, remember your settings were reset. So what you could do is you could go back into your OC settings and enable XMP. Or for example, if you have Windows 11, you might want to go back in and enable Secure Boot. But other than that, settings may vary. So it really depends on what you need. But just F10 to apply these settings, and that's pretty much it. You should be good to go. I hope you get something from this. Have a good day.